your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah! Bullshit. You didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face. Ah! You don't scare me. Work on it. Sir, yes, sir.
Digital soldier on deck, I lay it on the line. My music is fuel for a nod, so play him all the time. If you rock with Magna and Q, you know what's on my mind. I take the best of both worlds and let them intertwine. There's a war for your mind, so now it's time to get it on. If it was up to them, we'd all be dead and gone. That's why we stand up and fight, yeah, the coalition strong. In the face of evil, point blank, here's where I belong. I'm like Paul Revere. How? Well, let me make it clear. We sounded the alarms and said the enemy is here. We both woke up patriots when danger was near. Switched the horror revere to S. You got some fear, speaking truth to power. Put me face to face with Satan. I bring dark to light and show no intimidation. Original, red pill music, no imitation. You wanna join this army? Well, here's your invitation. Where we go on, yeah, you know we go wrong. United, not divided. You know we won't fall. I got my war face on, in it for the long haul. If you think we're giving
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Scott here from Woke Societies. How's everybody doing tonight? God damn, I love this music. I hope it's pumping you up just like it pumps me up. We have a special guest tonight. We got Severe in the house, and it's gonna be a rocking time. I see we got a bunch of people already. We got over 100 people. Thanks for being patient, everybody. Connection issues right now, the internet, it's a strain. It's a strain. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just drop that out real quick. That name, that song, that was called Warface. And we're gonna put the chill beats on just for a moment here. That was Warface. That is an unreleased track. And we're gonna be talking about that and many other tracks that Severe has and all that good stuff. So everybody just coming around, get comfy, get your drink, get whatever makes you feel comfortable. Hanging out and just having a good time tonight. Bring it back here. How is everybody doing self-quarantining? Everybody okay? Still corona-free, I hope. We're just going to give a couple more minutes here to let everybody come in, and we're going to get this show on the road. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can just for me real quick, go check out the Woke Society's YouTube page. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends and family about this channel. Get the word out there. Let them know there are independent news channels out there that are getting the truth out and just letting everyone know what's going on in the world, objective free, and all that good stuff. Support independent media. We are the news now. If you guys can go to my Patreon. You guys can go to that page, up your fandom. You can do it as little as $1 a month or $12 for the year, or you can go more than that. It's completely up to you. If you guys hate YouTube so much, go to BitChute. I understand. YouTube just demonetized my entire channel, so I have certain feelings right now for YouTube. So you can check out my BitChute. All my backup, it's my backup channel, has all of my content, and if that's not good enough, go to my wokesocieties.com webpage, which has all my content to download on the go for all your podcasting needs and all that good stuff. And of course, check out my store, which has all your Woke and Q gear there as well. And if you guys have super chats tonight, I can no longer receive super chats because YouTube again has demonetized my entire channel as of yesterday. So if you want to donate to the channel, go to the PayPal link right below and drop your love there. And that's all we'll have for that. So let's see here. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Okay. Florida, man. Florida's been crazy with this virus. I can tell you that. Annette Brown, how is Florida doing? Are people still partying on the beaches and all that stuff? I hope not. Good morning from Germany. Jeez, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna bring Severe here in just a minute, and we'll get the show going. Yeah, going to drop some woke TikToks tonight, guys. I'm telling you, I keep getting flack because people say it's made in China, but guess what? I don't give a crap, man. Let's use their tools against them. I started TikTok 2 weeks ago. I have almost 9,000 followers, and the one that I put with Severe's music, it has almost 40,000 views on it now. So that's absolutely fantastic. People love his music. Cash App, yeah. There's a bunch of apps I need to catch up on. Life's been a little crazy though. Oh, it looks like we lost Severe here. Okay. All right. Yeah, the internet's been really tripping out here. Yep, we gotta get Severe back on here. So everybody just hang out and just chill out with me. I'll get him back here. 1 second. Yeah. There he is. Okay. All right. I think you're there now, right?
Hey, what's happening, brother?
There he is. All right. Cool.
Sorry, my man. I did take a quick call, but I'm here for the duration now. How's everybody doing out there?
Dude, you're fine. We're just getting everybody settled in here. So we got Severe Anon, ladies and gentlemen. We got him here in the house. We're going to be talking and hanging out. I came across him on just a Twitter share from I forgot his name, IET. And he shared the music video Rainfall, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Let me check this out." I clicked it, and dude, man, the first time I heard Rainfall, I watched the video, I heard the lyrics, man, the hairs on my arm stood up. It was crazy. I was like, dear Lord, this is the music that I've been looking for. And that's why I hit you up, my dude, because I want people to have an option to hear music like this, because we don't, like we were talking about this before, we don't have our own music, we don't have our own movies, we don't have anything really independent. And that's why I thought it was so important to reach out to you and do what we were doing with the exposure. And I want to continue to keep doing that, because I feel like the work that you're doing is very important. So I wanted to bring you on here just to tell your story and to just let people really give them an in-depth look of the infiltration of the deep state on literally every facet in our lives, including music. And we'll start from there. So I guess, Severe, what got you, what started your music career? What got you into music in the first place?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, and thank you for the support. It truly means so much more than you know, man. When people take the message away from the music, which is really my goal, it means everything. So thank you for the kind words, man. And
Absolutely.
What really got me into music, very early on, it was just something I always resonated with. Even as a kid, I would hear old school hip hop artists. There were clean rappers at the time, not your NWA and stuff like that. You had Young MC, and even going back to like Snow and Vanilla Ice, and just all kinds of different hip hop. Growing up, so you get a sound for all different kinds of things. And plus, I was born and raised in the city in Manhattan, so
Oh yeah.
hip hop was always just it was in my blood, it was in my DNA, truly. So, once I hit an age where I felt like I had something to say, that's actually one of the greatest quotes that I remember from school. I was blessed enough to actually have a few teachers throughout the years that really were great teachers. They weren't there just to do a job. They were trying to really reach out to the kids. And one of them was a creative writing teacher that I had that had the most simple quote at the time, but it stuck with me pretty much through my whole life. And it's never write because you feel you have to say something. Only write when you feel you have something to say.
Right.
It was something that simple that really got the sparks going inside my head to start writing my own stuff and see what I could do with rap. So I started writing and doing little stuff on my karaoke machine back in the day with a microphone and a tape deck when I was like 12 years old, man. So I've always been interested in it, always wanted to take it to the next level. And then, as I got older, there started to be, real true lyricists that were in the game. and I always appreciated what people could do, just the way they could bend words and make things sound melodic just by the way they speak. So I've always had that kind of bar set in my mind of where it is that I want to reach. So every time that I write, every time that I record, I look up to the greats, and that's where I try to take my game to.
Dude, that's awesome. So did you have like a lot of family support in what you were doing coming up when you first started, or was this kind of just something that you didn't really know was going to be a full or part-time thing? Well, how is the family support with all this and friends and all that?
No, I was really going against the grain at the time. My parents were relatively conservative and didn't really understand where I got the affinity for rap. It wasn't their thing at all. So, they saw that I wasn't writing about, anything that was crazy, and I wasn't, talking about stuff that I wasn't actually living. Even at the time, I was trying to keep it as real as possible. That was always important to me, was, stay true to what you know and stay true to the things that, you experience on a day-to-day basis, or that you see other people going through, whatever the case be. But, yeah, it's just, one of those things that I had support from really close friends of mine, but pretty much, just friends. Family was kind of against it, but they started to understand, when I really started to make positive kind of music that I wanted to really share with them and made them listen. They
Right.
started to see, that it was an art form, honestly. They saw it as poetry at that point. And they are super supportive now. Now that they see what I'm doing, the direction that I'm going with it, like, they are some of my biggest fans and supporters. So it's awesome to have that kind of turnaround, from the people that you want their support the most. You know what I mean? They're the ones closest to you, so you want them to believe in what you're doing.
Right, right, absolutely. So I mean, when did the what were you originally like? What were you rapping about? Like, did you have any sense of this conspiracy stuff or this red pill stuff, or was the where were you getting I guess your ideas, I guess, for your music when you first started?
Well, I started to touch on stuff like that behind the scenes. The music that I was putting out to, friends, and even shows that I was performing at down in the city at the time. The music that I was doing was more in line with what was on the radio at the time, just so I could try to catch people's attention and show them, look, hey, I could do that too. It's not hard. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy, actually. So
Right.
I was putting out stuff that was, concurrent with the time period. Nothing that was like groundbreaking at that time. It was more just trying to show people that would be at these events, because there were a lot of them that I was doing where, you may have A&Rs that come to find talent, actual talent scouts.
Right.
That's exactly what they do, is go, little spot to little spot. And eventually, sometimes they come across a gem, someone that they could do something with. And, that is kind of the story of what happened with me. I happened to be doing a certain show, the right place, the right time, the right people were there, and that's how the ball got rolling on, where I was originally going back in the day. And, my original signing and all that kind of stuff, talking about, recording contract and things like that. That is how that started, just doing, small shows down in the city. And, I guess, at the time I thought they were the right people, but they absolutely were not. It was the wrong people that had their eyes on me and, what they wanted me to do, the direction they wanted me to go. And, from that point, it's history. Once I look back on that, that was a done deal. There was no going back to anything like that. So it actually discouraged me for a long time. I stopped making music for years, by that time. And the only person that actually got me back into it, two people are responsible for me making music again. The first one was my wife pushing me to, really get back into what I love to do. And, at that point, I didn't really have anything that I wanted to write about. And then when Q came on the scene, I was like, wow, there's truly just an infinite amount of material that could be written about and brought to other people through music, and, open their eyes to the things that I'm seeing, that I'm learning about, that I'm digging on, share that with the world.
Wow. So speaking of Q, were you following Q the moment they started posting, or was it something you kind of just came across? 'Cause I didn't get into this move until just over a year ago.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then This was shocking to me when I first came across Q. So how did you come across Q?
It's a funny story, man. I guess it was around 2 weeks after Q started putting out drops, and I was watching. I'm trying to remember what I was watching at the time. I was watching something that brought me down a rabbit hole of just crazy videos and stuff. And one of them ended up on a video of, I believe it was Dustin Nemos, that was talking about, and he had a huge drop on the screen and was explaining what he was seeing. I'm like, what is this? I've never seen any of this before. Like, it was totally new to me.
Right.
So I started getting into, following what he was saying and seeing what was going on. Then I noticed, other channels were doing the same kind of stuff. I'm like, wow, all right, this is a thing now. Like, what's going on here? So I started doing the research myself, and listening to everyone else that was doing decodes at the time, and it was just super interesting. I mean, all political stuff aside, just the way that you see how people think and the decoding and stuff like that, it was just a very cool thing to watch happen in real time. And then to realize that we're being fed, intel directly from people that obviously know what they're talking about, from a very exclusive group of individuals. It's just like I say in my music, the further you go down the rabbit hole, the more that you find out, and the more it branches out, and the bigger, that puzzle becomes as you step away from it. It's pretty crazy stuff, man. And yeah, so I've been into it pretty much from 2 weeks into it, and
wow,
from that point on, always been into it.
Well, that's the funny thing, man. That's why I tell people, because people think I'm a diehard Trump supporter, diehard into politics. Dude, I didn't give a shit about any of this stuff till about 2 years ago. I didn't care about politics. I live, I think I told you too, I'm from New York. When 9/11 happened, 9/11 was a game changer for me. I was in 6th grade in middle school, and I won't ever forget the day that happened. And after all that happened, it felt like, it affected the entire country. But as far as New York in general, and I'm sure you were in the city I'm assuming you were in the city, right? You lived there your whole life. Were you there? Yeah. So you were there. You were actually in the city, which I couldn't even.
I was actually there, like, a couple of blocks away when that happened.
That's crazy. That I couldn't even imagine, because
it was insane, man.
I'm about probably an hour 20 minutes from the city out in Orange County. So when that happened, right away I knew something was wrong. Because before this, I felt such a strong sense of patriotism in our country in general. But when that happened, the first thought in my mind was, how the hell did such a great, strong country like this allow something like this to happen? There's no way that this could have just happened and gone under the radar. It's too much of a massive scale. And from that day on, I always in my back of my head, I started to question everything that was said to us about what we were supposed to believe as far as religion and all this other stuff. So just to bring it back here, and when Q came across and Trump won the presidency, that caught my attention too. I'm like, how the hell did this guy just pull this off? How the hell? And because the last time I saw Trump in my life, I watched him on TV. I watched him on TV doing a show. I loved his show. And after his show was over, I care less about Trump after that. I just knew he had a really good television show, and he was good at business. And this dude's now the president. So it was
more sense now looking back on it. At the time we were like, wow, how is that even possible? But now that we know that we really are just truly watching a movie, why not? You know what I mean? It totally fits, to be honest. So yeah, I think that, and going back to what you were saying about 9/11, I think that was probably, one of the biggest red pills, if not the biggest one, for a lot of people out there. I think that was the one where it was so brazen and so blatant that people had no choice but to wake up and figure out what was going on.
Absolutely, man. Because I remember I was trying to show my friends. It was a 2007 documentary. It was on Netflix. It was on Netflix, which I couldn't believe now, knowing what I know now. It was called Loose Change, and I showed my friends this documentary about how they fell. They brought all these demolition guys. They found thermite in the beams. They found all this sketchy stuff. And the biggest story, I think, even more than the towers, was World Trade Center 7. How that one just fell completely into itself, demolition style. Like,
absolutely.
Like, to me,
and how they were reporting about it, overseas before it actually happened. It's kind of suspect. That made people kind of slow and they're like, wait, what? So
Right.
yeah, that movie in particular, Loose Change, I think is one of the biggest red pills out there to this day. People that are just waking up to stuff like this that want to look into it. That's probably one of the first ones they'll come across that'll make them say, "Wow, there really is, something going on here that I need to look into."
Absolutely, man. And just I knew we were going to get off topic, but I don't care. It's my show. We can talk about whatever we want. But that was there was a report from Canada. They just put it out on that there's a 9/11 site for all this stuff, and they concluded there was no way that building. We already knew this, but it's official now in a report that building did not go down by fires. It had to have been the beams had to have been simultaneously blown up all at the same time for that building to come down the way it did. And it's on record now. And there's also the fire commissioners in New York, and I think they're trying to get everyone behind it in New York to start a new investigation into what happened, because they know more than anybody. They would know. They're the firefighters, especially in New York City. They've probably seen everything. There's no way these buildings came down the way they did.
Oh, absolutely. You got the firefighters that were there at the time that were explaining what they saw and what they heard. And
Right.
each one of them was like, boom, 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 talking about just blasts going off in succession. That's not caused from, what their narrative is pushing.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's I guess where it started with me. And when Trump won and all that stuff, it caught my attention. And then I finally came around and I walked away from religion, and that was a huge game changer in my life. But then I started to see more things, and then I came across Q, and my world changed, and the rest is history. And here we are now, and I have my channel, and I haven't looked back. But that's why I love to bring people in that are in a completely different industry like yourself, to explain to people what exactly you saw. So when you were coming up in the music industry, when did you first get that sense like, okay, this isn't what I thought it was. There's something going wrong here?
Well, after making the initial rounds of, meeting all the people that were going to be involved, there was, a development team, and, they had people that wanted to do imaging and, the whole 9 yards. I mean, when they really believe that they can take someone and turn them into something that they want, they'll put their all into it. So as soon as I started to see that kind of stuff was going on,
Yeah.
I was already questioning it. I'm like, what's the problem with the guy that you saw rapping and the way that I looked then? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, I was doing something to catch your attention, and what's the problem with that? And they're like, oh no, we're just gonna, little changes here, little changes there. And they had already started telling me that they wanted me to write about different kind of stuff like that. I really had no interest in writing it at all. And their whole frame of it was like, yeah, these are going to be hits, though. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't about, keeping it real. And that's what they used to say all the time, because that would be the number one thing I would come back with. Like, dude, that's not even keeping it real, though. I'm just trying to rap about what's happening right now, things I see and things that I experience. I'm not trying to, just make fake music. And they're like, oh, dude, it's not about keeping it real. It's about making hits. Hits make money. Keeping it real doesn't.
Yep.
That conscious rap and, whatever you want to call it. And they would downplay basically, what I was trying to do, what I was trying to bring to the table, my artistic vision. They wanted to replace that with, their preset agenda of the direction they wanted me to go. And, I really kind of wasn't having it from the beginning. You know what I mean? I was always vocal about wanting to keep, some part of myself and my identity and what I was going to be doing. And, little by little, they started bringing me out to, these events where minglers, you know what I mean? Mixers and stuff, where you meet people that are in the game and kind of introduce yourself to them, and they introduce you to them, and
Right.
those kind of things. And just even those low-level mixer kind of events, you could see some weird stuff starting to go on. And I mean, there were, people there were definitely kids. They weren't of age. And these were, at bars and stuff like that, and, nice upscale places, but,
Of course.
upscale bars, though, the lounges. So, you're seeing this stuff go on, and you're like, yo, what's good with this, man? What's the deal? Oh, no, they're just here for fun, friends and family and stuff like that. Meanwhile, we know that's obviously not the case. You know what I mean?
So
And,
you saw young people at these things, like obviously
absolutely.
younger than 21, 18.
Oh, most definitely. We're not talking young, 10, 12-year-old kids, but, definitely I'd say, in the 14 to 16-year-old range, like young enough to make you question what are these kids doing here? It's not, a setting for them. It's not an environment for them. Like, it's definitely not an event for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And their whole thing was, don't sweat it. That's what they used to like to say. You'll get used to it. Don't worry. It's nothing crazy. You'll get used to it. The stuff that you see. I'm like, nah, man. I think you guys got the wrong guy, man. I won't get used to that. That's not the world that I want to live in.
So right away they were already kind of testing the waters with you, and almost in a way, almost trying to start the process of grooming you, right, to see how comfortable you are with all this, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely what it is. You can call it grooming or conditioning or whatever. Tie it all in the same psychological, knot together. It's all the same kind of mind games that they play to see, how far you're willing to go. And this is me just getting my feet wet at the beginning. This isn't even, what I would have eventually seen and experienced, but you already get the vibe. And it's like, I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm big with just vibes in general. I can pick up changes in energy around me very, very quickly. So
I'm the same way.
As I was putting these kind of settings,
yep.
You get a cold kind of vibe, a cold kind of, just I don't belong here kind of vibe. Like, this isn't me. And you're seeing everyone else there have a great time. And you just feel so out of place, like the fish out of water. And, the more of these things that I went to, I'm just like, this isn't for me, man. They were sending guys that were at these parties that were, they looked like, male escorts, basically. That's really what they look like.
Yep.
And these guys, the ones I'm talking about now, were of age for sure.
Right.
But they would try to kind of like send them at me. You know what I mean? Like, in a weird kind of way. And I'm like, dude, I'm not with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
no offense, guy. Like, do your thing, man. Do you. But you're barking up the wrong tree. It's not going to happen. So they try to throw little curveballs at you to see what you're going to do with them. And they definitely keep an eye on it. There's a big psychological aspect to this. They watch everything that you do and the way that you react to every situation. And they could already see that they were going to have a problem with me. It was going to take a lot of work on their end. And I think that's basically, when I told them to piss off, that they didn't have much of a problem with it because they saw that it was not going to be, flash some money in front of this guy and he'll do whatever you want. That was never going to happen. And they could, same way I could read the energy off of them. These are snakes, man. These are vipers.
Yeah.
So they can sense the energy as well. So it started getting more and more awkward on both ends, the further down the rabbit hole went, and eventually hit a point where, I basically told them, I said, dude, this is not what I signed up for. You guys are obviously looking for something that's not me. Let's not make this any worse than it has to be. And, let's part ways amicably. And that's pretty much the way that it went down, which it doesn't happen that way in the music industry often. Once they see someone that they want, they'll try to really keep their claws in you. But I think they knew that it would be more trouble than it would be worth with me. You know what I mean? And eventually, even if they were able to get me to turn in their eyes, they knew that at some point I would turn on them again. You know what I mean? So
right.
Definitely not worth the time and the effort on their end.
So were you a really young person at this point? Like, where were you? Like in mid-20s? Like, where were you in your life at this point?
Oh, yeah, you hit it dead on. I was exactly in my mid-20s. This happened when I was like 24, 25. So okay. I was like 27 or so, 28 maybe, when I, really stepped out of it. And I'm like, this is for me, man.
It's just crazy that this is what they do though, man. They prey on people. They give them the world, they flash them the money. And I'm just curious because I told you before in our talkings that I used to be a musician in a local band. We had our thing. It was a good time. We recorded an album. It didn't go anywhere. We all parted our ways, but it was just a good time. But we just being in music in general, we always wondered why artists, when they come onto the scene, their first album seems to be like a banger. Like it's absolutely amazing. And then when the second album comes out, it seems to go to complete shit. And it's not anything what they were before. And from what I've researched, these people that are in control, these managers, these people that are in control of all this music, they put their deep state influence injected into their music, and they say, okay, you had your fun with the first album. Now we're going to put our imprint on the music going forward, and this is what it's going to be like. And there it is. Is there any truth to that?
No, that's actually completely spot on. The reason why these artists, their first projects are the best is because that's the most of them that you're going to get. You're not going to get them from that point on. You know what I mean? No matter who it is, you take any artist, that's usually the general like golden rule. It's usually their first albums are really incredible, and they gradually go downhill from that point on. There are obviously exceptions to every rule, but that's a pretty true one to go by. And that's exactly why people like me and you hear their second, third, fourth projects following that first one, and we see the decline. We feel the decline. We don't feel the music the way that we did the first go around.
Right.
That's
exactly.
because we see what's happening and we get it. But then you have the flip side of that, the people that are easy to brainwash and to program, and that will just go with the flow of what they're told to like. And they'll support the second, the third, the fourth. You can't tell them that the first one's better. They will support 2, 3, and 4, no matter how good they are artistically or how badly they suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can see it all the time. It happens with a lot of artists, and it's a shame because that's exactly why that happens. That first, it's almost like hooking people with a drug. You know what I mean? You give them the best of the best first. And then, little by little, you just wean them off, and eventually you're giving people, catnip and oregano. You know what I mean?
It's watered down. That's exactly what it is.
That's really what happens. And so you actually hit it dead on with what you were saying.
Well, it's just really sad because, again, it's the reason why I started my channel, because I feel like after being red pilled and literally realizing that everything that's sold to us as far as entertainment, movies, it all has an agenda. It's all about programming minds. And you think the big question is, have we ever had really anything of our own without an agenda behind it at all? Just free, open music, free, open entertainment that has no agenda. It's just the art. It is what it is. This is the creator. Do you like it or not? Great. And everyone moves on with their lives. I don't think we've had that. So
not in the mainstream, and if it has been there, it's been very few and far between, because they don't let much through the cracks with what they control. So most of the stuff that you can appreciate, take something away from, and realize that there's no agenda, it's purely for actual just entertainment and artistic value, are independent artists. You know what I mean? Whether it be independent movies or independent music or just any form of media. That's why people that are doing what you're doing right now are so important. It's all about independent media. That we are very shortly going to be the people that people look towards and look to, and they will go to you for information. They'll go to me for entertainment and for music and for stuff like that. That we are literally the new media, and that's happening in real time as we speak. You can see the shift. There are people that put out live streams daily that absolutely crush the numbers that CNN or MSNBC are doing. They might have a little bit of a rival with Fox, you know what I mean? Because out of everything that's out there, Fox is the most trusted, so it's the most watched. But in terms of like CNN and stuff like that, the ratings are absolutely abysmal. And then you look at how many people get their information from independent citizen journalists, and the number is staggering, man. And that's with suppression, that's with shadow banning, that's with throttling, that's with, limited visibility. It's with all those things still taken into account, the numbers are still crazy. This is where everybody comes for their information and for their entertainment.
Absolutely, man. And I know we pose a threat. That's why I mentioned before. I still have my YouTube channel, thank God, but I got the email yesterday that my whole entire channel got demonetized for no reason besides a copy and pasted response saying I broke community guidelines. And I actually reached out to a representative from Google, and I spoke with them, and they gave me the same exact thing. They can't tell me exactly why, but they're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and saying this is what stuck. So I'm sorry, but your channel is no longer allowed to make money. Which I didn't come into this to for the money. I came in here because I had all this information. I just had to get on a microphone and tell people about it. But still, it's discouraging, and I know we know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to push us off here. And the funny thing is, you mentioned the ratings for these TV stations. My channel alone just last month got 225,000 views. And it's compared to the bigger channels, that's nothing. But when you compare, if you were to take a channel like mine and a few of the top dogs, you're talking about competing with those numbers that these views, the viewers are going for these mainstream outlets. And it's just 5 or 6 of us if you were to combine all that. And there's hundreds of us out there. So
Absolutely.
we absolutely pose a threat to the establishment, and we see it on Twitter, like you said. We see the shadow banning going on. We see these shady things that we can't see, but we can feel it. When you look at the numbers and your analytics, when you're looking at your data, your reach, your engagements, you can see that it's being altered with, it's being screwed around with. And they're trying to discourage all of us to stop doing what we're doing. But it's just, I tell you, man, it's going to blow up in their faces. And I hope by the time when Trump's done with his, when he's done doing his deal as a president, that he's going to leave the mainstream media burned to the ground, and we're going to be there waiting to take the load and just take off with it and see where it goes. That's what I'm hoping happens.
That's what it's all about. I think that is the eventuality of what's going to happen. That's the end game. It's already starting to happen. People are already turning away from Mockingbird Media. They see it for what it is. So if that's happening already without all of the big booms that are coming very soon,
yep.
Without those even happening, you're seeing the destruction of the old guard. It's happening in real time. So once these things start to unfold and these events start to, it's literally going to be a waterfall effect. And you're going to see these companies, these entities, these stars, these false idols and false prophets and all these people. You're going to see them all get washed away. People like you, people like me, people like I see people in our chat right now, like that were here earlier, some, heavy hitters that were in the chat right now. These guys, these people are going to be the new wave of media all the way around the board. You're going to have people that are good, honest, hardworking, thoughtful people, loving people, caring people that are going to be replacing these just absolute demonic, scum people. And it's time, man. We're in a very special period of time right now. And that's why I think that the work that we do all the way around the board is so important, man, because when it hits the fan, there's going to be a lot of people really that don't kind of know how to deal with it. And they're going to need people to kind of ease them into what's going on and kind of open their eyes in real time, because they're not going to have a choice. So these people that are, just putting the blinders on and refusing to see what's happening, they're going to have a very tough time. You know what I mean? So yeah. The more that we could get them on board now and start to open their eyes now, the easier it is on them, the easier it is on everyone. And that's what it's all about, man. We're going to be in a position to really help these people at that point, and it's going to be important.
It is, man. It's crazy because ever since starting this channel, I've had people that I haven't talked to, and I had my 3rd grade teacher reach out to me a few months ago. My 3rd grade teacher. I was a child. I haven't talked to her. She hit me up on Facebook. It was like, wow, I'm the only one in my family that knows about Q. I came across your channel. It's just so great to see you and all that. And just like what this movement has given me personally and just in general, it's absolutely amazing. And like you said, people are coming to us asking us what is going on. And I never thought in a million years we'd be the people for the go-to as far as information, which is just crazy. But that seems to be where it's going right now, and it's just crazy times. But as far as your music, man, what are you currently working on? What are you doing right now as far as projects?
I've got a full-length album that's very, very close to dropping. Don't have an exact date yet, but very soon, definitely before the end of April. And
nice.
I think people are going to be very, very surprised the direction that I went with it. I think they're going to be really happy with the final product. Fans of mine, and I hate to call them fans because I truly do consider y'all, everybody that's listening right now, everybody that supports Red Pill music. Like, I don't see y'all as fans. I see you as family. I truly do, because we really are in this together, and that's what it's all about. So, when people are so used to me putting out song after song after song, one after the other, and that's usually the pace that I like to drop them, because thankfully I'm blessed enough to be able to do that, to just come up with a topic and nail it and just, get it moving and on to the next one.
Yeah.
So, I know I've left people waiting for a little bit without dropping music, but when this album drops as a cohesive project from beginning to end, I think people will understand why. I'm trying to do something that really lasts the test of time, something you could throw on 10 years from now, and you'll still be able to be like, wow, yeah, that's a great message that I can take away from whatever song it is that's on there. And I try to make sure no two are similar. They are very different in terms of, lyrical content, in terms of production, in terms of just total vibe. Like, there's a good mix of stuff on there, and I think people will be really happy when it drops. I hope they are, because I had a blast making it, you know what I mean? And it's just about done now, and yeah, very soon it'll be out there.
Dude, that's awesome. I can't. It's so those the two songs you sent me, were those off this new album that's coming out?
Yes, those are ones that are not out there yet. They've, only been heard by very, very few people, and yeah, those are two that are going to be featured on the album. It's going to be called Dark to Light. That's the name of the album.
Oh,
So,
dude, that's awesome.
yeah, I think people are really going to rock with it. I surely hope they do.
That's awesome, man. So I guess just a couple other questions here now. Do you do shows? Do you do live shows, or are you just doing albums right now?
With the music that I've made recently, the past couple of years, I haven't done any shows with any of this stuff. But I used to do them all the time, sometimes 1 or 2 a week, way back in the day.
Right.
But not with this material, but I would absolutely love to. I just have to find, events that would host me, that would have me there, and hopefully I could, talk to the right people at the right spots and, make stuff happen. And I look forward to trying to make that happen this spring and summer, hopefully. So, as soon as I can make that happen, you guys will see me at, rally type of events, or, Red Pill conventions, stuff like that. So I would definitely love to make that happen, because a lot of people have been asking for it. I think the energy would be great, and yeah, it would be a great time, man.
Dude, that's what I was gonna ask, because I was just curious if you were trying and if you were getting turned down by places only because of the material that you talk about. I was just curious to see if there was a lot of places that were kind of like, well, you kind of talk about stuff we really aren't comfortable with, or it's too political, or it's too, I was just curious to see if you had any of those interactions with people where they were like, well, what do you rap about? And you tell them, like, oh yeah, we can't go that route. That's what I was.
Dude, you know how it is in New York, man. I don't even need to tell you. I would get laughed out of the venue if I tried to put my kind of material out there.
I know.
They wouldn't even allow me on the stage, man.
No,
They'd
right?
say, no, we believe that the Orange Man is bad, so we're not going to let you do what you do. You already know how it would be in New York, man. So it would definitely have to be something, that's out of state for sure. But that wouldn't be a problem, because a lot of these events are out of state. So I would go to them just to perform if they would have me. It would be incredible.
That would be awesome. We gotta come up with something, because I'm trying to get my channel as big as possible, because I'm trying. I would love to have more musicians like you come onto the channel, not charge anything, just free exposure. Just, hey, listen to this track, listen to this artist. I need to find more. I need to find more people like you, and there's got to be events. There's got to be venues where people can go to get a taste of this music, because it's just, I feel like it's just so needed out there, and it's hard to find, man. That's why I was so excited when I found you. I was like, oh my god.
And I'm not the only one, man. There's a lot of people out there that are making some really good, MAGA, patriot music. Like, there are definitely artists out there that are, doing their thing, and I love to see the creativity. You got people that are doing, just good classic rock, good patriot rock. You got other guys like me that are doing rap. You got people that sing. You got, there's so many artists out there, and I think, that's a huge part of the Great Awakening, man, is not only awakening to all the evils and, you know, all the negative, but what I take away from it, it's a personal awakening. It's a great awakening from within. It's
Right.
finding who you are again, and detaching from the matrix and realizing, you know, that you have a soul, that you have a destiny that's not predestined by the things that are around you, but you need to find yourself in order to make that happen. You know what I mean? To reach that goal, you have to get back in touch with yourself. You have to awaken from within. And that surely happened with me. You know, I knew as soon as I did the first song, it was called Where We Go On, We Go All. It's on my YouTube. First video that's up there, the oldest one. I knew from that point on, like, nah, this is definitely the direction that I need to go. I need to put out more music like this. I figured I'd throw one track out there, see what people thought about it, see if it got good, you know, response. And people were like, dude, this is incredible. When's the next one coming out?
Right.
And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, next one, I wasn't even planning on making another at all. And then, you know, just boom, 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 boom. It's been like a waterfall since, man. I haven't stopped. So,
Well, don't stop,
just,
man. Don't ever stop.
no, absolutely not, man. I'm just going harder and harder, man. And as soon as this project is done and released and out there, I have a lot more stuff that's already waiting to go that won't be featured on the project, but other tracks that are already recorded with other artists. Like, there's a lot of material that's going to be coming out. So, everybody out there, definitely, you know, keep your eyes and ears open. You're going to get hit with a lot of Red Pill music in the coming months.
Absolutely, man. And I would love, dude, whatever you have, send it my way. Especially the ones with other artists. I want you guys to use this channel as a venue to get everyone to be looking at you guys. I don't want any money exchange, because again, it's not about that. What you're doing and what these other artists are doing, they deserve to be seen. And I know YouTube is going to censor the shit out of people. That's why I went over to your YouTube, man. I saw 6,000 subscribers. I'm like, there is no way. This dude should have over 100,000 subscribers. And the fact that you even have your music on YouTube still, dude, is crazy to me, because that one verse you drop in Rainfall, the second verse talking about why the Dems don't want to build a border wall, that line, dude, that line gave me chills. I'm like, that line right there is gonna get this video taken down. There's no way.
I'm telling you, man, it ends the supply to the cabal, man. That's everything that I'm saying in that song, and I'm glad that a lot of people that are new to my music, that's the first song that they're seeing and the first video they're catching. And I'm like, wow, all right, it makes an impact. You know what I mean? If you listen to that song more than once or twice and really start to take the lyrics in, yeah, it does make you question how it's still up there. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, man, it's crazy.
I'm not pulling any punches in that song. I'm really laying it out the way it is, man.
Dude, man, that's the song that got me, man. That's why I heard that second. That was the line right there. I'm like, I gotta get this guy. Does not care. He's going balls to the wall. I gotta get him on my show. This is great.
And I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate you extending yourself that way and offering your show as a venue for myself or other artists. That's amazing, man. Thank you.
No problem, man. So yeah, we'll definitely gonna be talking in the future, because I gotta get you to make an intro for this channel. I already talked to Laura, the one that made the Rainfall video, and I'm gonna wait till we get some lyrics from you, and she's gonna make maybe a little intro video combining both you and her skills, so I could finally have a legit intro video, because the one I have now I bought like $5 to some kid online that made it for me when I first started. So I definitely need an update, and I would love to have you on there for sure.
We'll get you something kick-ass going, man. Absolutely, a kick-ass intro.
Awesome, man. So yeah, thanks again for coming on, Severe. It was a great time. I look forward to definitely keeping in touch. You were definitely a friend of this show. You have a big fan out here, and I would love maybe to one day maybe we can find these artists and maybe schedule some kind of an event, big Red Pill event, maybe in New York, if anyone in New York would have it. And we'll see what we can do, because I feel like that's super important. And I think people would really start to, if people were to see something like that, they'd start at least asking questions. What are they rapping about Jeffrey Epstein for? Why would anyone rap about him? You know, talking about kids and all this stuff. Like, I just want people to start asking questions. Absolutely, man.
Definitely. Yeah, if you get the wheels spinning inside someone's head, even if they don't like what they're hearing, but if they hear something that they just catch out of the ordinary, they're like, wait, what? What are you saying? What's he talking about?
Right.
Just if you get that initial spark, that's the spark inside all of us that initially started it. You know what I mean? So you got to start somewhere, man.
That's it, man. That's why I put you on TikTok, because I got all these kids messaging me and commenting. What is he rapping about? What is he talking about? What is these code words like pasta mean? What does all this stuff mean? Because I put a video on Madonna. Though I don't know if you saw the one on Madonna where she's singing about how she ran a pasta and she only has fried fish now. Did you see this one?
Yes, absolutely,
dude. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like they're throwing it right in our faces at this point. So
dude, the comms are so blatant. When you know what to look for, the comms are so blatant, man.
Yeah, and people were like, well, she's just talking about pasta. I'm like, then I dropped the list from the FBI, and they're like, whoa, what's this? What are these code words for? I'm like, well, it's something to think about, just something to think about. So let me, I'm going to throw up your links here because people are asking where to find your music. So I'm going to put your channel right on the main screen here. Everybody, if you can go right now, there's about 252 people in here. Go to the Real Severe. This is his YouTube channel. Let's get those subs up. Go subscribe to his channel. And I also have his Twitter here at Severe Anon. It's pretty simple spelling. You can't really screw that up. It's right here on the screen. And it's also in the description below in this video, ladies and gentlemen. So you can go right there. You can subscribe. Get on his Twitter. You guys got to get his music. It is absolute fire. So again, Severe.
You guys could also check out all my music up on severeanon.bandcamp.com. That is where all my music's available for download. And, absolutely, thank you guys all for the support. I just want to say what's up to some of my people in the chat. I see everyone out there.
Yeah, go
Mac,
for it, man.
See you out there, brother. What's up, Mac? Methods, White Hat, Joyce. I see so many people out there. I thank you guys for the support. Thank you for coming on over. It was an awesome time, and I'm glad that I was here, and I can't wait to be back.
Awesome, sir. We're definitely going to be in touch, my friend. You have a great night.
Yes, sir. You do the same. Thank you, everybody out there, and thank you for having me, brother.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. Well, that was Severe, ladies and gentlemen. That was a great interview. Yeah, as far as the audio, ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to fix audio and do all this by yourself. So I see it in the chat. I see it. We'll get it fixed. Not sure whose side it's on, but either way, we'll get it fixed for the next one. Was not ignoring everybody. It's a one-man show right now, so can't do everything all at the same time. It is what it is. So thank you for everybody that came out here tonight. Thank you for the new subscribers. I saw Methods in here. That was cool. Enjoying the combo. Methods. Thanks for watching my show, man. You're a legend. It's pretty cool that you're actually here. Thank you, my friend. So yeah, we're going to, I'm going to have him make an intro for me. And we're going to make some really, really good things happen here. Hey, there's Sean. What up, Sean? Thanks for hopping in here at the last minute. I appreciate it. Once you know, you can't unknow. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. So yeah, if anybody had any super chats and you want to donate to the show, send it to my PayPal. My link is below. I am no longer able to get super chats because YouTube took that away from me. So there's that. I hope everyone enjoyed it tonight. It was a great time. I enjoyed finally meeting an artist that is that's very good at what he does, and he's just does not care. Just goes right for the throat and throws in your face and says, "Hey, what's up? What are you gonna do with this? What are you gonna do with these lyrics? You got any questions?" I just love it. It's all good stuff. So I'm gonna hang out with you guys just for a couple more minutes here in the chat. Yeah, his mic was probably... Yeah, well, we'll have to figure out the audio issue. It's no big deal. Hey, good night from Ireland. Thanks, Ruthie. Thanks for joining. We got people from Germany, Ireland. Guys from Scotland are always representing. Guys from Scotland are awesome. They're always here, always in the chat. Thank you, Jed. Ruthie, thanks for all joining out here. Good night, Ireland. You got a bunch of fans out in Ireland. I've been wanting to visit your country for a long time. I'll get out there eventually. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful country. Ooh, yeah, there we go. There it goes. And Scotland. Yeah. Spain, England. Thinking Anon. Yep. Well, I'm glad everybody had a good time tonight. It's Tuesday. I gotta go back to work tomorrow, unfortunately. We'll have to see what happens with this. We got another month of quarantine, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy. It's crazy. MC Woke. Definitely back in. Yes, my friend. Come back as much as you can. I appreciate that you're here, and I'm glad you love the show. Thank you for the kind words. Absolutely amazing. See you on the other side of the changing of the guard or full-on war, whichever. Well, I don't think it's going to be full-on war. I think full-on war would have been happening if Hitler had won, but we're seeing a slow changeover now. It's crazy times. All right, my dude. Sean, thanks for hanging out and modding for the time that you could. Appreciate it, my friend. We'll be talking. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's 9 o'clock. You know what that means. We're ending the show. All right. So, if you guys enjoyed the show tonight, go to my YouTube, Woke Societies. Like, share, comment, tell your friends and family. We are the news now. Go to my Patreon to become a patron. My backup channel, BitChute, and of course my podcasting links here for all my content to go. You guys know where to find me. I'm always here. We're going to keep this content rolling. Nothing is going to stop that. Even if I do get demonetized. It is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. It's been a great time. We'll see you. And until then, stay woke.